Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to cover all the top 10 SQL related interview questions. So all are scenario based questions. So once you are able to understand all these scenario related questions, you would definitely be able to answer other scenario based questions as well. So let's start one by one. So first question is, employee table has employee ID as well as manager ID. So we have to display the employee name and its manager name. So I have created one table as employee table. Here in a single table we have stored the employee ID and the manager ID as well. So suppose the employee ID 101, Nina having the manager ID 100. So it means 100, which employee having the employee ID as 100 is Stephen. So the Nina, who is the manager of Nina, is Steven. Okay, so like this way we have to identify the employee ID with their manager ID and manager name. So what we have to do, we have to create two alias here, one with the employee name with the employee details, and second one is as the manager detail. So I have already prepared query for that scenario. What I have done, I have created one alias of the same type table employee as E1, and one alias E2. So here I have used the same table employee, but I have created two alias E1 and E2. Okay, now what I have joined the manager ID with the employee ID. So we have to join employee ID with the manager ID to get the details of their manager and employee ID. So in this select, I have selected the employee ID as employee first name, and E2 I am using as a manager details to get the manager details. So here I have used E2 dot employee ID as a manager ID and E2 dot first name as a manager name. So let's run this query. So see here, employee ID 101, that is Nina. Her manager ID is 100 and the name of the manager is Steven. So like this way we have to prepare a query. And also, if you want to get all the interview related question, you can check out my blog as well, testerwho.com. So I have already posted all these 10 top 10 SQL related interview question here as well. Okay, now comes to the second question. So there are 1,000 records in source table, and we have loaded only 999 records in a target. So now we have to identify the missing records which is not loaded properly into a target. So here we don't need to use a minus query minus one. Okay, we have to identify the missing record by using joins. So how we can do that? So first, see suppose this is the employee table in which we have approx 107 records. See, in the employee table we having 107 record. So I am considering this table as a source one. Okay, now take the target table. I have already created one target table, t dot employee target. So in target we have only 106 record, means one record is missing here, and in source we have 107 record. So by using the minus function we can easily identify the missing row. But in case they ask you to find the missing record by using joins, how you can do that? Okay, so let first see the missing record by using minus function. Now use minus. Now t, here t is target. So now we are checking which record is missing in t dot employee. So run this query. So it means employee id 206 is not present in t dot employee table. So check it, where employee id equal to 106, oh sorry, 206. See, in target this employee detail is missing. Now check in source table, that is employee table. See, in source table that row is present. Now we have identified the missing row by using the minus function. Now we have to identify the same thing by using the function. How we can do that? So now we have to use joins. So what I have done here in my query, so in the employee table E, I have left join with the this one is the source one and t dot implies the target one. I have joined the source with the target one by using the left join, and I have joined both the employee IDs. And what I have done, where t dot employee ID is null. T dot employee ID is null means the target. In case any employee id who's in target, if employee id is null, means that is not loaded properly, that is not loaded into the target from source to target. First run this query. See here what we are getting, 206 William. Okay, so this both in source these IDs are present, 206 and William first name, but in target see same ID is missing in missing that employee ID, that is why as a null, and first name is a null. So now run the same query without where condition. Now see here in source employee ID, in source table employee id 100 is present, in target also that employee id is present. So like this way you can easily see like both the IDs are present in source table and in target table. So I have mentioned the target column as with the trg, okay, and the source one is with the src. Now scroll down and see which ID is not present in the target one is 206 with the whose name is William. So like this way we can identify the missing records in target. Okay, so I have applied that filter like t dot employee id, where t dot employee id is null, so that's why I was getting a single record here. Okay, so like this way you can write down your query to identify the missing row in target. With the help of minus also you can do that, but in some of the interview they would ask you to write a query to identify the missing rows by using joins. Now the second question is third question is table and table B has department number. Now can you find which department is not in table A which exists in table B? So same way we can prepare a query, but this time we have to use the right join. Okay, because we have to find the department number which is not present in A, so that's why we are using the right join, and again we have to put the null condition check in the where clause. Fourth question is department wise max salary. by not including department number 20 and having max salary greater than 1000. Okay, order by this way. So for that I have written query like this one: select department number, maximum salary from employee, where department number is not equal to 20, because what we have mentioned in the question, department wise maximum salary, but we don't have to include that department, that is 20. So that's why we have put that condition in the where clause. Again we have used the group by department number having maximum salary greater than 10,000 and order by department number. So so you can prepare one dummy test data and you can run this query in your local machine, and you can do some other hands-on practice to get other details as well. Now question 5, find total salary by departments wise. So the query would be like, select department number, sum salary from employee and group by department number. Now the sixth question is, find the duplicate records in employee table. So for duplicate, first we have to select the employee ID and do the aggregate function count star from employees group by employee ID having count star greater than 1. It means if the count is greater than 1, it means that employee having the duplicate data in that table. Now the seventh question is, find the count of unique record in the department column in employee department column in employee table. So to get the unique record, instead of greater than 1, we have to use equal to 1. Equal to means 1. It means that employee ID having only one entry in that table. Now the next question, eighth question is, find the employee whose salary is equal to the average of maximum and minimum salary. So for that what we have to do, we have to use in where clause salary equal to. Now use the this way, like select max salary plus minimum salary divided by 2 from the employee. So like this way you can answer this question. Question 9, list the department where at least 2 employees working in each group. So now again we have to check the count of employee that working in each department. So instead of greater than 1, we have to use greater than equal to 2. Now the third question is, what is the difference between count star, count 0, count 1 and other. So count star basically count the maximum. So count function count the total number of records in particular column. Means suppose if there are like 10 columns present, okay, in source employee ID, source first name as well, but 10 records are there, but count star will count the maximum number of rows which having not null value. So suppose even the employee ID is null for some of the records, but it has some first name, so count star will count the maximum count. Okay, let me explain you. So here I have created like 3 columns. So one first column is like call 1, call 2, call 3. So suppose if you are using count star, so it will count the maximum rows for any of the columns. So in case, so here the maximum, that call 2 having the maximum number of rows, so count star will give the counting like 1 2 3 4. It count star will give the 4 count, 4 rows are there in that table. But in case you are using count 1, so it will count the number of rows present in the column 1 only. So the count 1 will display 1 2, only 2 records. Okay, So like this way, count star, count 1, count 2 works. So I hope you like my this video. So please do like, subscribe my channel, and thank you.